And welcome to the second segment of Community Viewpoint. Well, tonight's issue is our subject is water quality, quantity, and we have with us once again Donna Lamb, and we have Levi Kreider from the NWRPO and the Nuclear Waste Project Repository Office. I'm so proud I got those in the right order now.
Sort of.
Did I? Or no?
No, it's
No.
a little bit off.
All right, but anyway. And your title there is?
I'm the Geoscience Manager for Nye County. I'm also the Acting Natural Resources Manager for Nye County, but I'm here today to talk about some of the work I do with the Nye County Water District. I've been involved in water issues here in southern Nye County for about 10 years now, all the way from, I started out working as a technician doing groundwater studies, and I moved up into management. And as I said before, some of what I'm doing now is on behalf of the Nye County Water District, and that's what I'm here to talk about. So Daryl did a really nice job introducing some of the water issues that we have here in the Pahrump Basin. The fact that the basin water rights in the basin are over-allocated, the fact that we have so many domestic wells, and just trying to figure out what's going on in terms of pumpage and recharge and where water levels are going up and water levels are going down. So I wanted to talk a little bit today about some of the work, the technical work that my office is doing to try to understand these things, to try to understand how water levels are changing in Pahrump and what some of the future impacts could be.
And they are changing.
They are.
Mm-hmm. Times are changing, the water levels are changing.
Yeah.
There are different times in Pahrump. We had when the farmers were here, the alfalfa, the cotton, other things, there was a great deal of pumpage then. Mm-hmm. And that went away, and the levels went up somewhat. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, what was it, preferred equity?
Developing, or yeah.
Mm-hmm. Everything was divvied up, and a lot of land was sold, and then
wells were drilled, and
right. Mm-hmm. And then this is where we came with the over allocation. There was too many of them at that time. We had sod farms here too for a little bit, and then they went away also. So
yeah.
I still remember that band, 1999,
yeah,
2000.
There were a couple of big ones out here.
Yeah.
Well, so 1999 brings us to the point where Nye County started looking at water levels in the Pahrump Basin and in the Amargosa Basin. Mm-hmm. At that time, we started measuring water levels in wells, domestic wells, agricultural wells, in some cases commercial wells, basically wherever we could get access. And we started collecting these water level measurements, and everything is collected under a quality assurance program, so we're careful about what we do, and all the data go into a database. And so we've started looking, the program started out, I should say, as collecting water levels and just looking at small changes over time for a particular well. And we have in our program now about 140 wells that we monitor between Pahrump and Amargosa and the surrounding areas. So what we've tried to do is expand the way we're looking at the data a little bit to better understand what's going on, not just at each particular well, but over the whole valley. And once we do that, we start to see some trends, and this gets into what Daryl and John and Donna were talking about in the first segment. So with that, I'd like to kind of step over to the first graphic that I have, which is,
okay. I think he's put it up.
Do we have that? Okay.
Is that the one that says 2004?
2004 to 2009.
You got that one up there, Chad? And the first line on the right-hand side will say September 2004. Do you have that one up? I hope. Good.
Okay, thank you.
So what are we looking there?
Okay, so this graphic is for the Pahrump Valley. On the right-hand side, the upper right-hand side, we have the Spring Mountains. There are some blue diamonds up there. Those represent springs. You'll see a little hashed kind of brownish outline. That's the Pahrump regional planning district, just to help orient everybody a little bit. We have the roads within the Pahrump Valley.
Okay.
That's all the, the highways, 160 and 372, and then the county roads. And these red dots are wells that we have in our water level measurement program. And you see also some of the blue diamonds for springs in the valley. And then the green triangles are wells that are monitored by other agencies, either the U.S. Geological Survey or the Nevada Division of Water Resources.
Okay.
We share data with all those
Everybody.
agencies. So we took a look at these data, and this map shows the change in water levels between 2004 and 2009. So we took all of our data, the data from 2004, and subtracted the data from 2009 for each particular well, and then we contoured those data. And what that allows us to do is extrapolate beyond a particular well out into the areas in between the wells and beyond. So what you see, if you look at the blue on the right-hand side, the blue color shading, that's where over that 5-year period water levels have come up.
Okay.
And the darker blues indicate areas where water levels have come up more, and the lighter indicate areas where they've come up less. And then if you come down into the valley floor, where most of the housing and most of the development is, you see that there's these yellow colors, yellows and oranges, and those are where over this 5-year period, again, water levels have declined. And the more orange colors are where they've declined more, and the lighter yellow are where they've declined less. And
We should mention the 2005 big rain event.
right. So as Donna mentioned, in 2005 we had quite a bit of precipitation. There was flooding in many areas of the town, mainly, and it was all due to precipitation that fell in the Spring Mountains and ran down. And that event turned out to be a big recharge event, meaning we got a lot of water into the aquifer system. So that's why these blues extend so far back into the Spring Mountains,
Okay.
and why we have such large increases here at some of these wells. The other thing that's worth mentioning here is that this division between the blue and the yellow corresponds pretty well to
Neutral?
The fan.
pretty well to the boundary of the alluvial fan that comes off of the Spring Mountains.
Right.
And
And the valley floor.
and the yellow is primarily in the valley floor. So the real big difference there is in the geology of the sediments that you have. The rock types up on the fan, that's mostly larger material, larger rocks like cobbles and boulders and gravel and sand. And then when you come down into the valley floor, you have clays, silts, very fine-grained sediments.
Yeah,
So it moves quicker.
in the gravel than
Right, exactly.
than
Okay, and
across
clay-
the floor.
Right, yeah.
That's right. So water moves a lot faster in the alluvial fan sediments, which are the larger ones, and a lot more slowly down here in the valley floor.
Okay.
Well, one of the things that we've been looking at is the fact that we have most of the domestic wells in the valley. The highest density of those domestic wells is down here in the
Sitting
area
clay.
in the clay,
Right.
where the water levels are dropping the most.
Right.
So so it makes sense where we're doing the most pumping, the water levels are going down the most.
Right. We only have about 4 minutes left. If we could show some of the other
Oh,
more
sure.
recent maps.
If we could go to the 2005 to 2010 map.
It'll say September 2005 on the right-hand side in the first line. Okay.
Okay, in this map, you see that it's all of what we did to produce these maps is the same, subtracting the later data from the earlier data and contouring it. So you see that the blues have changed a little
Drastically,
bit.
yeah.
There's now a gap between the blue and the southeastern corner, the lowest right-hand corner, and the blue up in the in the fan area of the valley, and that's all being, that effect is being produced by this one particular well here right in the middle, where we had a large water level increase with that precipitation event in 2005, and then that recharge has kind of been, the effect of it has been dropping off over time, and that's what's driving that change right there.
Interesting.
But you also see up here in the yellow and orange area that the effect, the decline seems to be a little bit better connected in this area where we have denser, the highest density of domestic wells.
Okay, do we want to move to the third
Yeah,
one?
the-
Yeah,
If
so
you can
if we can go
identify-
to the 2006 to 2011.
That'll be easy to identify. It's the only one that's left.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
Now you see a difference.
And now you see a real difference, that the well that I was discussing before, where we saw the large water level increase, which is now declining over time, shows up as a negative on this, and it's producing an effect in the data set here that's probably a little larger than it is in reality.
And isn't that partially, Levi, because we're in about the 9th year of a drought cycle? And so,
Yeah.
with the exception of the 2005 rain event, it's
Right.
been really, really dry.
Yes, that's correct. And you see, well, you're seeing the effect of it here. And the other thing, you also see a smaller effect of recharge up here in the blue. You notice that it doesn't extend quite as far back as it did in the other maps, and that's, again, likely due to the drying out of the recharge event we had in 2005.
Okay, so we're going to have to wrap this up. We're going to learn a lot more of this at the meetings on Monday. Will we talk about this too, or no?
I don't think this is going to be discussed in any of the state engineers'
So
stuff.
remember you saw it here. Okay.
Yeah.
But I would like to add that if anybody has questions about any of the data we collect or the analyses we're doing, I would sure be happy to talk to you about it. And my phone number,
Okay.
my phone number is 727-7727. That's my work number, and I'd be happy to talk to anybody who's interested in this.
Okay, we're just about out of time right now. Is that Chad? You got 1 minute? Okay, I'm sorry, we still have a minute.
So, do you guys have any more questions?
Well, we have a website too for the Nye County Water District, and is some of this information available on the website too?
We don't have it posted up there yet, but we certainly can do that.
Okay, that'd be great, in case anybody saw this and has more interest in the graphs.
Yeah, so if you ask me, I'll be up at it'll be too late by the time I'll be at the town advisory board booth, but that'll be past by the time you see this. But
Yeah.
Monday night, if you have more questions, you'll be up there too?
I will be up there Tuesday night at the
Tuesday?
state engineer's
Okay.
presentation.
But contact Levi at 727.
7727.
And I want to thank you and Daryl, Chad, Donna, as always, and we will see you again next week. And have fun until then. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.